Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint Germain family. As well know, Randal Kolo Muani joined Paris Saint Germain last season for 90 million euros, with the main person wanting to sign him being Nasser Khalifi. He was the one that pushed for the signing. He was the one that had great connection with Moussa Sissoko, the agent of Randal Kolo Muani. But he was also validated by Luis Enrique to join Paris Saint Germain at the end of last summer's transfer window. He ended the season with 9 goals and 6 assists in his first season, which isn't that bad, but for someone that you signed for 90 million, definitely below expectation, especially how towards the end of the season, he didn't start any games. He was even, Asensio was ahead of him in the picking order, and Gonzalo Ramos. He played 19,050 minutes, which is still a, good sum, and had 0.69 GA per 90, which again is a decent for a squad player if we bought him for like 30 million, like a Sarabia we bought before, like a Draxler or something, but it just wasn't good enough. And it was clear also from Luis Enrique that he did not rate Kolo Muani. He didn't see him as part of the system alongside players like Manu Ugarte, Nordi Mukiele, and Milan Skriniar. So it was clear for us that Randal Kolo Muani was going to leave the club. There were even reports that he's potentially on the transfer list because we were looking for other attackers that mainly Luis Enrique wanted. But then Nasser Khalifi stepped in, and Dortmund made a significant offer at the start of the transfer window to secure the services of Kolo Muani. Nasser said no. So Dortmund, after reaching the Champions League final, they wanted, to strengthen the squad, and they saw Kolo Muani as a perfect choice. He's obviously been great in the Bundesliga, and he was now, really wanted by Paris Saint Germain. But Nasser somehow rejected it when it was clear from Luis Enrique that he did not want Kolo Muani into the second season. And towards the end of the transfer window, this is what was reported. PSG is looking to sign a striker after Gonzalo Ramos' injury. The club has full confidence in Randal Kolo Muani and all the other forwards. Trent isn't signing a new striker. PSG don't want to sign someone just for the sake of it, confirms Stanzi Lodge. So once again here, the club is lying because Nasser has vetoed the sale of Randal Kolo Muani because he really wants him to succeed. He signed him. He doesn't want to take an L that early on. And he also has a great connection with Moussa Sissoko, the agent of Kolo. But the club has full confidence in Kolo. That was a clear lie going into the season. But with the departure of Kylian Mbappe, we still had hope for Randal Kolo Muani, we as fans. We're like, Kolo Muani is going to get more chances. Maybe after that first tough season, maybe the price tag affected him too much. Maybe he's going to be, be even better this season. But it's quite the opposite. We didn't sign any attacker, apart from obviously they didn't do it. But Mbappe left, who ate up a lot of chunk of the minutes. But Kolo Muani has not featured. If you look at the games here, he's barely played, not starting in a game, just coming off the bench. And even towards the end, the latter games, just on the bench. Same thing in the UCL as well. Last season, Kolo Muani, at this time, 12th of September, he had 710 minutes played. This season, it's 436 minutes, which just shows he's way down the pecking order, maybe even below Ibrahim Mbaye. But it looks like Paris Saint Germain have finally made the decision on Randal Kolo Muani, and this decision includes Nasser being part of it. Randal Kolo Muani could leave PSG this January, with Premier League clubs being very attentive to their situation. A loan with a buy option could suit all parties. In any case, Victor Gyökeres is not a target for PSG. Randal Kolo Muani is on RB Leipzig shortlist for winter. A move from Paris Saint Germain winter is possible as revealed currently. A loan deal is the most likely option. RB Leipzig find him very interesting for several reasons. He knows the Bundesliga, brings pace and depth, and is highly versatile. The challenge for RB financing and feasibility. Top clubs from the Premier League are also keen on Kolo Muani. One to watch for the next days. Paris is finally clear. Lucho was always clear about Randal Kolo Muani, but Nasser Khalifi is even more clear. I still have question marks about how Luis Enrique has used Randal Kolo Muani. I understand you don't see him as, an impactful player in your philosophy and all of that. And, he doesn't have that great of a touch. He can't play in the wing, but he's not good enough to play as the focal point in the Lucho system. I agree with all of that. I just don't understand the few minutes he's gotten, especially when we've needed him, especially in UCL, in big games. Kolo Muani off the bench, that can help a lot. Like, you don't have to start him. You can bring him off the bench, but Lucho's fucked up Kolo Muani's confidence and everything this season even more, which just shows the continuous failure of this management. It's Nasser, Campos, Luis Enrique constantly making huge errors, but nobody wants to criticize the other because we're supposed to be one happy family, nobody hates. And then we have more reports. Justin PSG is now open selling Kolo Muani, is preparing for his departure this January. However, the club doesn't want to sell him for cheap. His valuation is around 40 to 50 million. Manchester United were genuinely interested in Randal Kolo Muani. They value him at 70 million euros. There's only little chance of PSG selling him this January, but the situation will be locked at in the summer of 2025. So, basically what happened is Randal Kolo Muani will leave Paris Saint Germain this January because first of all, we want to bring other players in, but Kolo Muani just has no future, especially with Luis Enrique set to extend. There's no point in having Randal Kolo Muani, and it's better selling him before, you know, his price stagnates even more and his confidence gets even more. He's obviously still a starter for France, so he still has suitors. And as we saw by the reports, Premier League and Bundesliga, it's still clear that it will most likely be a loan with an option to buy because he has a really high wage and he hasn't been good for a while, so clubs don't want to take that risk. But yeah, Bundesliga has interest in Premier League. Obviously, Premier League, there's way more money there. Maybe we could potentially even sell him to Manchester United. So we'll have to wait and see if maybe Ruben Amorim likes Kolo Muani, because this report came before Ruben Amorim as the new United manager. But I hope that Randal Kolo Muani leaves this January. I hope it's a sale, but obviously a loan with an option to buy is still better than him just rotting on the bench. But yeah, it's game over for Randal Kolo Muani at Paris Saint Germain. Paris is finally clear, and the main difference between this January transfer window and the summer transfer window was that Nasser was blocking the departure of Randal Kolo Muani, even though Luis Enrique completely didn't want him part of his squad. So heavy critique to Nasser Khalifi for this situation. Critique for Luch, how he's been using Kolo, but he never wanted him. That was clear from Luis Enrique last season. So it's mostly on Nasser Khalifi. That's been it from my boy PSG. Hopefully guys have enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions regarding the Randal Kolo Muani situation, let me know in the comments down below. That's been it from my boy PSG, and as usual, allez, allez, le Paris.